Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Friday, October 21st, 2022. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Happy Friday, everyone. Here's a look at the ES and the daily time frame here. We are seeing a bit of a push out of the 3-day narrow range here. You'll notice that through the last 3 days of trading, we had this 3-day narrow range that developed as quantified down here. The expectation is for 200 to 220 points of expansion out of this range. That could take this thing into 3,500 and beyond, depending on how far we go. So again, the breakout from this 3-day narrow range, if we get the full-on extension over the next 3 days, could be about 200 points, which takes us, again, 3,700 to 3,500 and retesting recent lows. Today, if today really picks up some steam here, could be about a 100-point day very easily. It's been averaging 103, 104 points per day on a 5 and 10-day split. And so again, easily could be a 100-point day. If the high of the day is in, then we could be forecasting lower about 100 points. That's 36.79, call it 36.80. That could put us into the 35.80 zone if this thing stretches out to a 100-point day. So again, could be looking at further weakness up ahead. The 3-day range breakout could trigger a 3-day move of about 200 to 220 points, likely to the downside, as we are already moving that way. So shy of some significant rejection of the previous session's low, we're looking at downward expansion within this trading range. If we take a look here at the NQ, similar price action here. You can see the 3-day narrow range developed here. Here's the quantification of that range, and about 700 to 800 points of range could be up ahead for this one. From a 1-day perspective, the NQ could be looking at about 350 to 400 points today. You take the high of 11,086, we could be looking at 10,680 as the downside target from a 400-point range perspective. So we could be looking at about right here on a downside move, and over the course of 3 days we could be looking again at about 700 to 800 points of range to the downside. So again, barring some rejection at the previous session's low, we're looking at another rotation back down out of the bearish PIMA trigger zone, bearish sell signal here on a modified PIMA crossover basis, and then a downside break through the 3-day narrow range. That suggests more weakness ahead over the next several days. If we take a look here at crude oil, right now continues to chop here around the 85 zone. Again, this one has been on a short-term path lower. It's been on a longer-term path lower, and right now failed new high the previous session. This would suggest, again, building additional energy for another rotation back down. Again, the 87.22 FOMC key level is a big-time level. That was resistance in the previous session. It continues to hold below that level. It had been support before, pushed above it, couldn't hold. Now it's resistance. And again, that could lead to another round of weakness in the near term. This one's trading a little different right now, continuing to try to hang on to the previous year's high price of about 85.50. We take a look lastly at gold futures right now. Gold here reaching the previous lows. We talked about the key range low here yesterday. Key range low is 1622.20. Today's low 1621.10. So we got through the key range low right now and are holding right around that zone. This key range right here, very important for near-term price action and trades, and also likely into the end of the year. The key range could be in play given the extensions. As of right now, given the downward trend we've seen and the current downward short-term trend, looking for a continuation through the key range low and for a test at that 1593 in the very near term. Any test in that zone could be a first test reactionary buy, and that lower low could lead to a bounce back up, perhaps towards 1680, maybe even higher up the range. So again, looking for a bit more weakness here out of gold, and then we'll see if we get a rejection down below 1600. All right, that is it for now. We'll see how this plays out heading into the rest of the day. Good luck, trade well. Happy Friday. Have a fantastic weekend. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the trading room. Take care.